Today we are going to see about Standard 9 subject Sanskrit and the 4th chapter by the name VALABHI VIDHYASTHANAM. VALABHI, the place of learning. Now before starting the lesson, let me see the introduction part of the lesson. Here, 4th lesson is by the name VALABHI VIDHYASTHANAM. In ancient India, education was widespread and prevalent. In ancient Greater India, there were great centers of learning in many big cities where scholars from different parts of the world studied. One such center of learning was in Gujarat. In this lesson, an introduction is given of that center. Now here they are talking about universities. They are telling us that there were many centers for learning in this India, and in many big cities were many scholars used to come from different parts of the world, and one such center of learning was in Gujarat. In this lesson, an introduction is given of that center. Mainly, this lesson has been written in such a way that gives an idea of the teaching and learning method of such centers. Here in this particular lesson, they are talking about the universities in India, and one such university is there in India, was there in India, and they are talking about that university, that how the teaching and learning method was there at that time. As the content of this lesson deals with the past, an attempt has been made to teach the uses of the past tense too. In the sentence here, the language of this lesson is simple, and you can also learn the forms of nouns as well as the formation of the compound words along with verb forms. Now let me see the lesson with its words and meaning. सम्प्रति विविधाः विश्वविद्यालयाः सुप्रसिद्धाः सन्ति. सम्प्रति. Samprati means now, at present. Vividhaha means many or various. Now or at present. Vividhaha. Various. Vishwavidyalayah means universities. Vividaः Vishwavidyalayah suprasiddhaः santi. Prasiddha means famous, and su means very famous. So, very famous. Santi having obtained. प्रवेशं लब्ध्वा छात्रः स्वमात्मनं धन्यं मन्यते. छात्रः means student. Students स्वमात्मनं to himself धन्यं blessed and manye means things or beliefs. Now here in the very first time they have told us that now at present there were many various universities which is very famous. Further they are telling us in all of them or among that universities, some of the universities are like that in which if the student is getting admission or the student is getting entry, then he or she thinks himself as they are lucky or blessed. Now there were many universities in which if the student is getting entry or having obtained the entry, then they are thinking as if they are the luckiest or they are blessed person. एवमेव पुराकालेऽपि अस्माकं भारतदेशे एतादृशाः बहवः विश्वविद्यालयाः आसन्. एवमेव exactly like that पुराकालेऽपि in old time अस्माकं भारतदेशे in our India एतादृशा of this kind बहवः means many विश्वविद्यालयाः universities आसन्. आसन् indicates word. So let me see the word meaning. Exactly पुराकालेऽपि in old time अस्माकं भारतदेशे अस्माकं means in our भारतदेश means India. Bharat means India and country. अस्माकं भारतदेशे एतादृशाः of this kind बहवः many विश्वविद्यालयाः. I have already mentioned over here. Vishwavidyalaya means universities. Asan indicates word. There were many universities in India. Now in the third line they want to say us that exactly like that in old times in our country in India there were many universities like this. There were many universities like this in which if the student is getting admission, then he or she thinks himself as if they are blessed or lucky. Further they say that tatra vidya adhyayanaय दूरात् देशात् समागत्य प्रवेशं लब्ध्वा छात्राः स्वमात्मनं धन्यं मन्यते स्म. Tatra means there, vidya adhyayanaय for getting education. Durat desat, dur means far away and deshat means country. Samagatya coming, is coming. Pravesham, pravesham means entry. Labdhva, labdhva means already I have mentioned, having, obtain. Chhatra, chhatra means students. Swamatmanam, to himself. Danyam manyate sma, thinks as if, blessed. So tatra means there. Vidya adhyayanaya, getting education. Adhyayanaya, durat deshat, from far away countries. Durat deshat समागत्य, means is coming. समागत्य. प्रवेशम लब्ध्वा, प्रवेश means admission. लब्ध्वा, having obtained, already I have mentioned. Swamatmanam, swamatmanam, to themselves. Danyam, danyam means blessed, already I have mentioned. Manyate, manyate means things. So here they are telling us that in ancient India there were many universities which is famous, and those who are getting admission, entry in that universities, they are thinking as if they are blessed. Here further they are telling us that for getting education, here for getting education, many people, many students used to come from the far away countries. From the far away countries, many students used to come, and if they are getting entry in this universities, then they are thinking as if they are blessed, they are lucky. Eshu ekatam valabhi vidyalayah. Eshu ekatam, eshu ekatam means one of these. Eshu ekatam, one of this is Valabhi Vidyalayah. Valabhi Vidyalaya means Valabhi, the place of learning. It's a name of a university. Valabhi is the name of a university. Now further they are telling us that among that all universities, one of is Valabhi University, in which if the student is getting admission or entry, then he or she thinks as if they are lucky, as if they are blessed. Magad Rajya, Magad Rajya, in the kingdom of Magad state. Yatha Nalanda, just as Nalanda, Nalanda it's a name of a university. Ashik was Tathev, Tatha plus Evo. Similarly, Atra Gurjar Pradeshe, Atra means here, Gurjar Pradeshe means Gujarat state, Gujarat region. Valabhi Asit, Valabhi was there. Magad Rajya, in the kingdom of Magad. Magad Rajya, Yatha Nalanda. Yatha means just as, Nalanda. Nalanda, it's a name of university. Tatha, likewise, Gurjar Pradeshe, Gurjar Pradeshe in Gujarat region. Gurjar Pradesh in Gujarat region. Valabhi Asif. Valabhi means a name of university and Asif it means was there. Now see, in this line they are telling us that in the kingdom of Magad, there is one university by the name Nalanda. There is one university by the name Nalanda. Just as similarly in our Gujarat state there was a university by the name Valabhi. Now see from the beginning. Now at present there were many various universities which is very famous. Among that all universities, some of the universities are like that in which if the student is getting admission then he thinks himself as if he is a lucky person or he considers himself as a lucky person. Exactly in the old time, in our ancient India, there were many universities like this. There were many universities like this in which many students used to come from the far away country for getting education. And if they are getting admission in such a university, then they are thinking as if they are blessed or lucky. Among that all universities, one of the university is Valabhi University. Just in the Magad state, there is a Nalanda University. Just in the Magad state, there is a Nalanda University. Similarly in our state, Gujarat, there was Valabhi University. Now students, you may note down these things in your notebook. So here they are telling us that in Magad state there were Nalanda University which is very famous. Just like that, similarly in our Gujarat state there was Valabhi University which is also one of the famous university of India. Further they are telling us that Atrapi sudurat deshat janah adhyanaya agachanti sma. Atrapi. Here sandhi is there, atra plus api. There also, here also, sudurat desat. Sudurat means from far away, deshat country. Janah means people. Adhyanaya means for study. Agachanti sma, used to come. Let me see the words. Sandhi is there, atra plus api. Here also sudurat desat means from far away country. Sudurat deshat janah. Janah means people. Atra adhyanaya for study. Adhyanaya agachanti sma. Just in Magad state there was Nalanda University, same wise in our Gujarat state VALABHI University. Here also from far away country many people used to come for studies. Many people used to come for studies here in VALABHI universities. अद्यत्वे अस्मदीये गुर्जर प्रदेशे वर्तमाने भावनगरे जनपदे वल्लभी नामकं यदमेकम् उपनगरं वर्तते तत्रैव प्राचीनकाले वल्लभी विश्वविद्यालयः आसीत्. अद्यत्वे अद्यत्वे means at present अस्मदीये in our गुर्जर प्रदेशे गुजरात state वर्तमाने right now भावनगरे भावनगरे means it's a name of a place. जनपदे means region. वल्लभी नामकम by the name वल्लभी. यद plus एकम यदमेकम. उपनगरम उपनगरम means suburb वर्तते. तत्रैव तत्र plus एव संधि is there only. प्राचीन काले in ancient time वल्लभी विश्वविद्यालय आसीत्. Now here in this particular line they are showing that exactly where were the VALABHI University. Now अद्यत्वे means at present. अद्यत्वे at present अस्मदीये गुर्जर प्रदेशे गुर्जर प्रदेश in our Gujarat state वर्तमाने at present भावनगरे जनपदे भावनगर it's a name of place. भावनगर जनपदे भावनगर region in भावनगर region वल्लभी नामकम by the name वल्लभी यदेकम उपनगरम उपनगरम means suburb. वर्तते तत्रैव there only. तत्रैव means there only. अत्र गुर्जर प्रदेशे तत्रैव प्राचीन काले in ancient time वल्लभी विश्वविद्यालय आसीत्. वल्लभी विश्वविद्यालय आसीत्. Now here they want to say us that at present right now in our Gujarat state Bhavnagar region there was one suburb by the name Valabhi. There was one suburb by the name Valabhi. There only in ancient time Valabhi University was located. Right now at present in Bhavnagar region there is one suburb by the name Valabhi, and there only in ancient time Valabhi University was located. Further they want to say us that vastu tastu, but actually idam upanagaram, this suburb Prachin Kala Deva, from the ancient time, Adhyayan Adhyapanasya Kendram Asit. Adhyayan means learning and Adhyapanasya of teaching. Kendram Asit. Kendram means center. So, let me see the words with its meaning. Vastu Tastu. But actually, idam upanagaram. Idam means this. Upanagaram we have already seen suburb. Idam upanagaram prachin kaladeva, from the ancient time. Prachin Kaladeva, from ancient time. Adhyayan Adhyapanasya. Adhyayan means learning. Adhyapanasya of teaching. Kendram. Kendram means center. So further they want to say us that, but actually this place, this VALABHI University was the center for teaching and learning from the ancient time. From the ancient time, this suburb was the center for teaching and learning. So let us see the lesson from the beginning, that now at present there were many universities which is very famous, and among that university, one such university is there, in which if the student is getting admission, then they are thinking as if they are blessed or lucky. Exactly in the same way, in old times in our country India, there were many universities in which if the student is getting admission, they think as if they are lucky. And in these universities, many students used to come from the faraway countries for getting education, for their studies. And among that all university, one of the university was VALABHI University. In Magad state, as there was Nalanda University, similarly in Gujarat state there was VALABHI University, in which many people from the faraway country used to come for getting admission for studies. At present, right now, VALABHI University is located in the Bhavnagar region, and further they want to say us that but actually this suburb by the name VALABHI is very famous from the ancient time for its teaching and learning, and it was one of the center for teaching and learning. So students, here we have seen chapter number 4 part 1, in which we have seen the introduction and lesson in beginning. Now remaining further lesson we will see in the next